don't even want to start this. I want to make tea. Hi, this is me, 𝙬𝙝𝙤𝙪𝙧, aka Sad Boy. I'll never forgive you, Freddy. I'll never forgive you, Freddy. So, life is difficult. We may want to live in peace and love in our everyday life, but we must face death itself. Like, you face death and you're looking at it and you just want to say, hi there, how death. You got some cutie booty, oh, spang that booty. Yeah, I love you. By accepting death itself, it is easier. There's one more thing that is important, which is testicles. I mean, listen, you can't live in peace and share your love with people if you don't wash your testicles. By not washing your testicles, it's not just gonna be harder, but stinkier. Or My name is you, and this is the only unusual thing in my life. Is the name of the game. I put it on my glasses because It may seem that the story of you is chaotic. However, in reality, it is not. The more stories you pass through, the more likely you will be to piece it into one whole picture. Use every possible opportunity. The truth is somewhere close. Before we get into this, I have played this before. I've got to the end. So I'm gonna show you. So I know what's gonna happen. But for now, I'm gonna do this as like I don't know anything what happens. And I am going through this journey with you. You are coming with me. Yeah, you're coming with me to the floor. Which paths are the right ones? I suppose I will start at the very beginning. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there lived you. Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work. 2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch. He was used to working at night, just as he was used to never having days off. That morning, the buttons on his shirt were fastened faster than usual. This was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared, Friday, April 3. It reminded him that there were only 3 workdays before his holiday, and there was no room for mistakes. His room in the communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack. Having got dressed,
He quietly walked past the neighbors' rooms into the hallway. Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for some reason. He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them. You automatically put it in his pocket and walked out. The thought that next day, Sunday, a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going. Legislation or legislation? I don't know. But if, well, hurry to work or read the letter, I would choose hurry to work, because the letter can be read when you get into work. You're gonna waste your time when you're just standing somewhere, wherever you are, and just read the letter. You don't know how long it will be, so it can take some time. So first, let's get to work, and then when you have the free time, you can read it. I mean, I think that will be the right choice. So, hurry to work. The trip to work took him by several blocks. He considered early morning to be an extremely pleasant time of day. Universal euphoria, although euphoria usually precedes inevitable death. As soon as he went into the park, he saw a kid in rag clothes running away from a pack of stray dogs. His eyes caught a swiftly ticking clock hand. Well, come on, you want to help the kid. You see him cornered by the dogs. You see him scared. Of course I'm gonna help him. I mean, it seems like he is scared, so I don't know. I'm gonna help. Even though you had been scared of dogs since childhood, he was going to run to the kid's aid. But the ladder stumbled and fell down on the pavement, and the dogs lost all interest in him. You had nothing to do with the outcome of events, but he was filled with pride for his desire to help the boy that he did not even know. It made him to come up the kid, who was sitting on the ground with a bloody knee, and a toothless smile, not because of the fall, but due to his age. You was about to give the kid a handkerchief with his initials on it, when he noticed it had fresh traces of his own blood. So he just asked, "Can I do something for you?"
Thank you, sir. I'm okay. They did not mean to hurt me.
At the moment, you saw his boss in the distance and hurried to work, shouting a quick "Be careful" over his shoulder. On the way to the office, the thought about how strange it felt to be addressed as "Sir" bounced around in his head. Although he had passed a 30-year-old milestone, he felt closer to the kid with a bloody knee than to sirs of any kind, even the last important of them. He went up 3 flights of stairs and found himself on the top floor. It was the office of the insurance company where he worked. The door was unlocked. Was he late? He tried to walk in, but was stopped by a stranger.
Wait, where are you going?
Before you could give a proper response to the cat, his boss came up the stairs, struggling to catch his breath, and did it himself.
Let him in.
They both entered the office, and the boss walked you to his desk, where he explained the situation to him in private.
That is Frank, my distant relative. He needs to do an internship, so he is going to work here for a while. As who? As a security guard.
To avoid any further questions, the boss turned around and went to his office. An internship as a security guard and an insurance company filling in 2 rooms. Ridiculous. If I was blessed with the writing talent, I would definitely immortalize this. Thought you. You got down to some clerical work. You found the moment and took the morning letter out of his pocket. Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Daruna. Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure. No leave grad. Is she really coming back to 𝙬𝙤𝙪𝙧? He said out loud. Suddenly, there was a curious voice saying, "Who is coming?" Well, who is coming? Great question. Yu did not answer and continued reading. Dear Yu. Dear Yu, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that something like this should bring people closer, but it will be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3 in the seafront cafe, and then I will leave 𝙬𝙤𝙪𝙧 and go abroad. He felt dizzy. Well, if you listen, no leaves grad. Cannot. That's something. So, and if I wouldn't even listen to this, I would stay at work. I mean, it's easier to let it go, in my opinion. Another working day turned into night. The newly appointed watchman dozed off at his improvised post, an ordinary chair at the entrance to the office. Yu was sitting at his sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves, stocked with books on jurisprudence, would break loose due to their own weight from friable concrete and break his head. Allowing himself a little break, Yu took his diary from his table drawer and made a note. I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill it in front of everyone before I could put it on the table, which seems to be my life's pattern. Feeling some satisfaction from writing that, he resumed to work. There was a rustling of the janitor's broom and the trill of birds outside the window. More accurate than the clock, Yu thought. Chapter 2. On the second day of work, every sip of coffee came out of his nose as blood. I love this song so much. Covering his nose with his hand, Yu went to the restroom. Excuse me, I wish I could narrate a little faster and keep you from getting bored, but it is difficult in my condition. Let's continue. Returning to his workplace, you saw Frank sitting at his table and leafing through his personal diary. Such violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, was about to put you out of temper. Take yours. Give it to me. Here, take it. I was curious. In a moment, you hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. I was curious. Sorry. I am sorry. If I offended you. The incident seemed to be over, but Frank's intrusive nature got the better of him. Can I ask you a question? Why does everybody in your notes die? Well, when a situation happens like this, I would just be silent, ignoring the question. Or I may listen to the question and just answer like, no, I'm not gonna answer it. Why do you care about this? Which would be not the best answer, and being silent is the best way to just leave that person. So if I'm saying this correctly, but you know what I mean. I would just not answer it. This is a personal thing. This is something that only matters for me. I care about this. It's a personal, well, maybe thoughts, personal problems that I would like to work with by myself. No one else should put their nose into my stuff. Frowning, you ignored the question of the self-styled guard. The office phone rang. Well, let's answer it. As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped. He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again. Nah, ignore the call. The ringing bored into his skull. He was buzzing together with the receiver. You involuntarily took off, but his head started spinning, and he was seeing dark spots. Holding on to the railing, you slid down the stairs and jumped out into the street. He ran into his boss at the door. He stood there smoking. Go to bed now. You can give me the rest of the papers tomorrow. He did not have any strength left to work anyway. Although he left some things in the office, he was not in a hurry to go back. He sat down on the doorstep to rest. His vision was not particularly keen on the second day, so it took him a while to recognize a familiar face. You livened a little. A welcoming grin appeared on his face. Hi, Max. Why are you not at work? I dismissed my students a little early. How are you feeling? As usual, another night shift. If I were your father, I would have fired you long ago. What will be left for me then? Max answered with a question. Do you want me to take your shift? So, well, let's just think about this. He starts up with this conversation. Clearly, this is a No, thank you. You quickly said goodbye and left. He heard some painful cough behind his back, and his lips let out a grin of satisfaction. Coming home, he could barely stand on his feet. Notwithstanding his lack of sleep and fatigue, he could not fall asleep. The day flashed in his head on repeat. As for the breakup, he did not see himself as a victim. On the contrary, the entire time during his relationship with Darina, he wondered, why did she love him? Drained of all the strength and weak in spirit from birth. He did not anymore. Dizziness and pain subsided. Or subsided. At some point, he even thought about calling the doctor, just to make sure that he was still alive. Sleep took its toll. Chapter 3. The alarm went off. He faced a new day with weakness in his legs and a throbbing headache. All night long, he had been haunted by a painfully familiar nightmare. However, when he woke up, all tangible images dissolved, leaving only a nasty precipitate. His body led him to the kitchen in search of caffeine. Despite the early hours, he found his boss there. "How are you feeling?" He heard the question, but ignored it because of his sleepy state. "How difficult is it to answer?" He was pleased to hear the words of concern even coming that way. "I'm sorry, Father." The cup in Yu's hand inevitably filled with bloody coffee. "You look like shit." "I feel like it." I do not want to lose my last son, even someone like you." His father had his old wool suit on and was about to leave for work. "You do not have to go to the office today. Get some rest." Well... So, let's think about this. This is the last work day before you even start your little vacation. We do not know what he is going to do on this vacation, but whatever. Let's just go for it. Plus, money. You know. It's worth it. You did not tell anyone about this, but I am going to tell you confidently. He believed that the disease manifested itself most fiercely when he went to bed. That was why you did not like sleep. His night fantasies became crazier with time. Every dream seemed to him a step closer to insanity. In order to control himself, he regularly looked at his hands and at the clock hands. He walked out of the door and noticed a stranger near the opposite house. That stranger was an identical copy of you, as if his long-lost twin. You froze and watched him. The door was half open, and he saw a pretty girl and a little boy, probably the same age as the kid, behind it. The newly appeared copy of you smiled, said goodbye to his family, and disappeared. Well, what do you think? Let's spy on him, huh? Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm curious. Oh. You decided to follow the imposter. He was filled with excitement and almost childish curiosity. Use assiduous attempts not to give himself away were unwarranted. His double had no intention of turning around. The pavement, the slums, the sound of heartbeat of a whale. A straight path led them to the railway station. Suddenly, the second youth turned back in the direction of the original, but the latter went unnoticed. The station was unusually empty. The double went to the counter and bought a ticket. You, without much hesitation, waited for a convenient moment and went up to the same window. I would like the same ticket, the same time. A heavy, apathetic cashier automatically held out the requested ticket without batting an eyelid. The ticket said 8 o'clock. The train was about to arrive. The double sat on a bench near the right track. You stayed at a distance, keeping an eye on him. You was so excited that the illness fell into the background. The train rattled in the distance. The double got up and walked to the edge of the platform. You came close to him, forgetting about precautions. Yes, he had decided to start a conversation. He was going to do it in the car, so that the double could not escape. Sound of the train arriving. Before you realized what was happening, the double threw himself under the moving train. You choked from horror. His feet seemed glued to the platform. Everything around him froze. In a moment, hysterical screams of eyewitnesses pierced the frozen air. How come he had not noticed them before? Somebody was killed. He pushed him. Take him. Train rattle squeezed out the last drops of sanity. Blurred silhouettes, impregnated with human justice, surrounded you. Is this the end? The alarm went off. He faced a new day with weakness in his legs and a throbbing headache. All night long, he had been haunted by a painfully familiar nightmare. However, when he woke up, all tangible images dissolved, leaving only a nasty, precipitate. His mother led him to the kitchen in search of caffeine. Despite the early hours, he found his boss there. How are you feeling? He heard the question, but ignored it because of his sleepy state. How difficult is it to answer? Yu was pleased to hear the words of concern, even coming that way. I'm sorry, Father. A cup in Yu's hand inevitably filled with bloody coffee. You look like shit. I feel like it. I do not want to lose my last son, even someone like you. His father had his old wool suit on and was about to leave for work. You do not have to go to the office today. Get some rest. You did not tell anyone about this, but I am going to tell you confidently. He believed that the disease manifested itself most fiercely when he went to bed. That was why you did not like sleep. His night fantasies became crazier with time. Every dream seemed to him a step closer to insanity. In order to control himself, he regularly looked at his hands and at the clock hands. You liked to alter his route, to work every now and then. He would walk through the park, or the patio, or the arc, by which he used to run so often. All that in order to somehow distinguish between days. Otherwise, everything merged into one endless stream. He remembered that it was the last working day before the holiday when he came up to the office door. Entering the office, you noticed that Frank was not there. He grinned at that maliciously for some reason. He found a new batch of documents on his table. Pinning his name tag on his jacket, he got to work. The work did not take as much time on the last working day. He easily sorted out insurance files and, like a clerical deity, decided the client's fate, deciding who was to receive payments, and who had mutilated himself with the purpose of deception. Having gone through most of the papers, we came across an extremely familiar storyline. Insurance form, life insurance, form 42, fractures, serious illnesses and death. Insurance does not cover self-inflicted injuries, self-inflicted infection or suicide. Date of insurance, March 29. Date of death, April 5. Insurance sum, 203,500 coins. Salary, 15,000 coins. The client was an insurance agent. He bought a train ticket, later to be found under its wheels. Witness the testimonies varied. According to some testimonies, he was pushed down onto the track. According to the other, he stumbled. Since the gap between the date of insurance and the date of death was so small, there is a note in the file indicating a suspected suicide. All risks were borne by the office that makes the final decision. Well, I would accept it. What do you think? I'll accept it. You confirmed the insurance payout to his metaphysical colleague. What guided him when making such a decision? Did it evoke his sense of justice, compassion, selfishness, or maybe shame? I am sorry. No, you do not have to answer. You completed his work earlier than planned. Satisfied, carefully unfastened his name tag and put it on in front of himself. A confusing question went through his head. What's next? It was Yu's first holiday, and it seemed he did not even plan what to do during the long-awaited vacation. He took his time to clean up his desk and went to his boss's office. He formally knocked a couple of times on the door and appeared before his father. Is there anything else to do? Is there anything else to do? If you have processed the last papers, then you need to fill out the statements. I already have. Wait, has your holiday just started? Look at the time. It is the end of a workday. You can go. I dismiss you. I will work some more. As you wish. Take it easy on coffee. Hugh took a folder with the statements and turned to leave. Fearing he might appear too soft, the father added, I do not need a stroke here. A satisfied smile flashed through Hugh's face. I know, father.
Was burned twice, first inside a big penguin.
Well, that was a journey. It was not filled with peace, love, and testicles, but I hope that it was meaningful for some of you. I hope you had some. I hope you liked it as much as I am, and well, maybe hit the like button, press the like button if you liked the video, share it if you think that someone else will also like this face, and we will see what am I going to do next time. Have a good day, have a good night, bye.